Welcome to a rather overcast day in the South Lakes. And today's adventure, well, it's a little bit different. Instead of looking at a car, we're going to be looking at a tool that's essential for a car. Presenting the D7 Diagnostic tool by XTOOL, a simple yet sophisticated diagnostic system. I'm Ben Quirk, welcome to Planet Auto. Now, just for clarity, yes, XTOOL have sent us this. The thing is, it's not going to affect my review anyway. We get given things left, right and centre. And if it's good, and I'll say so. And if it's got foibles, I'll highlight them. There's no point me, currying the favour of a company with something like this if it's not fit to use. And just a quick heads up, this is exceptionally good, especially for the price and what you can achieve. Main dealers, do you really need one? Don't you just love it when you come to your Honda Civic EJ9 and there's a check engine light and you have absolutely no clue what to do? You think, oh, it'll be something like the Dizzy, maybe the alternator. Now, how the heck do you get to the bottom of something like this? You get one of these, and it is a beast. And with this bit of kit, I don't need to think, I'll pull this off and do this and twist this and see what happens. Instead, I plug it into this, and Bob's your uncle. So, join me as we take a deeper look. Let's have an unboxing. Nice rigid plastic and XTOOL. So this is a diagnostic system, and it's bidirectional and OBD2. To open, you just lift the clips. Nice and substantial too. Now, it's well constructed and it's a decent weight too. Solid hinges, even though the plastic is held in with these Velcro straps. Lots of foam to keep everything safe. Instruction manual, also USB plugs and a USB cable. And of course, you get this OBD cable, and this plugs into your car, whereas this end plugs into the tablet. Let's open the Velcro, let's lift out the tablet. Ooh, sturdy, substantial. Now this is built for mechanics. Turn on the device by pressing here. Also, you've got a little USB with a rubber seal here. Decent weight. It feels like a sturdy bit of kit, and even the screen is protected. XTOOL boots up nice and quickly, and you've got the web address there. It's now going through its system checks, prepping itself. That's rather quick. Touch screen, very nice. First things first, connect it to your Wi-Fi. We're connected. English, initializing configuration, please wait. Look at the clarity of the screen. And because of these armor-plated, like strong security bits of solid plastic, it makes it easy to hold in, say, workers' gloves. I can either run a trial, or we can create an account. So let's create an account. Email address, nice sensitive touchpad, easy to navigate too. Create an account, login successful. That's nice and easy. It says it's successfully activated and the expiration is 1,096 days from now. To find out more, xtooltech.com. Start now. So we can run an auto scan on the EJ9, special function, etc. Updates. Specific vehicles. Lexus, Ford, Cadillac, you name it. Whoa, look how fast it's going. So that means that the Wi-Fi system in here is pretty quick too. Right, I'm going to leave this updating. Now our Honda Civic EJ9 is all cleaned up on the outside and the inside. What remains now is to go and actually sit in. And as it's bucketing down, I think we'll plug this in tomorrow. We'll see you then. Well, it looks like this stormy weather has stopped. But these last few days has allowed me to take a proper look at this beast. It's not just a diagnostic tool. It's also a fully functioning Android tablet. And it's got things like an endoscope. It can record the screen, Google browser, apps. So you bring up the menu like this, and then you can see your icons at the bottom. And it just pops down pretty quickly, so you can press that, and then it's like a Windows system. Go back to home, and then you can see all your icons. See your battery power, etc., Wi-Fi. You can pull this down. You can see we're connected to the internet. You've got Bluetooth, auto rotate, battery saver, airplane mode, and screen record. It's got lots of other cool features as well. For example, sound recorder, calendar, contacts, clock, email, music, quick support, ES File Explorer, and even Adobe Acrobat. Very cool. And with the endoscope, you can even connect a camera and have a proper look around your engine and then view it. So down to brass tacks. Bidirectional, it allows you to unlock hidden features on the car. You can even have a play around with your ECU. Now, say you're going to be using this pretty much the whole day, it will last the whole day, which I don't think is bad. However, because I've been using it over the last 4 days, All I've done is kept putting it in standby by pressing the back button, and that way it's retained its battery. So last night it had 75% of battery after about 2 days of playing with things like the browsers. So as long as you don't use it and hammer it, it will last you, I suppose, similar time to say an iPhone, which is good in my opinion. Now this isn't a VTEC, but it is a very strong D-series engine, so it's been used in Rovers and Hondas for years. This has done about 80,000 miles, so it's relatively low considering the car is 26 years old nearly. Full service history, and we've had it 6 years. It's just a good car. And because it's such a strong engine, it needs very, very little maintenance. The thing is, with a diagnostic tool, I can see hidden things. For example, if there's hesitance in throttle, even if the wipers are running wrong, it'll take a daily beating in a garage. That's why you see so many iPhones and tablets with these armour-plated guards. And this, well, it has it as standard. Charging it, USB-C, and it'll take, well, literally, if I put it on at, say, 10 o'clock at night and get up at 9 o'clock the next morning, it's fully charged. So I'm happy with that. And then you've got your standby button here. This is where you plug in the OBD2 cable, serial number, and some other information on the back. Anyway, I think the proof is in the pudding. So let's open the door and plug it in. Now on a Honda Civic EJ9, the plug is not where I expected it. It's actually very accessible and just literally down here. And you have to excuse me for a moment because I'm going to have to get on my knees to get to this. And the plug is here. So I literally just push this in. There we go. Now my idea was to plug it into the Mercedes. However, I did find out that ours doesn't have it. But they did introduce it in 1995. Now it's turned on, but it's in standby. Now the screen is damp, but that won't affect it in the slightest. I mean, you could just use a microfiber cloth and keep it nice and clean, but the bottom line is it's going to get fingerprints on it anyway. So you just plug in. Always remember to tighten these, because that way it won't come out when you start lifting it up. Very simple, just like monitor cables. The reason we're using the screen recorder is, I mean, we could try and film this, but it's just not going to be very clear. So I may as well use the built-in device, which is very clever, because it means that you could make tutorial videos and all types of things. So you just press the home, you can see all your icons. Now, you've got your diagnostic tools at the bottom, another menu, volume, etc., etc. Now, if I go into, let's say, diagnosis, this opens the diagnostic software. It's configuring itself, takes, say, 10 to 15 seconds. And once this opens up, you can see that you can install updates. Now, obviously, install only the updates you require. So, we've got diagnostic, special function, report, updates, more, remote control, settings, and XTOOL. Let's hit auto scan. Now you can run the diagnostic either on ignition or with the engine running. Okay, so it's not recognised our VIN, so we have to put it in manually. It's asking me now to verify. So Civic 1999, so it's recognised that. A 16-pin connector, 3-pin connector, 16-pin, Europe. So you get a 3-year warranty with this and 3 years of updates as well. And then there's a charge afterwards. It's also got some advancements and improvements since the 2024 model. We've got a new menu, automatic scan, system selection, maintenance light reset. Wow, that's a cool one. And vehicle information. Let's have a look at the vehicle information. So model, Honda. So system selection, let's run an automatic scan. All system or hot system? What do we think?
Do all system.
Good idea. Scanning engine, 1 out of 62. Let's see how long this takes. So we can see that the engine has passed, and so has the SRS system. Honda Smart Key. So it goes through and scans everything. So we're up to 44, 47, whoa, it's rocketing now, 62. This is looking very healthy. The touchscreen works well, and especially in the diagnostic tool, it's very responsive. So if I press the button, I can pause it, etc., etc. Now, I'm not going to interrupt it while it does the checks. But I have noticed, say, using the browser, it's not as quick as the diagnostic tool, but that's not its primary function, so it doesn't really bother me. As long as it gets there, I'm happy. But as the diagnostic tool, honestly, it's faultless. It's amazing how quick it resolves things. The scans, etc. And the fact it's charging now while it does its work. There's no way I would have thought that would charge this. And all the time you've got a breadcrumb menu up here. It's just going through and establishing what applies to this car. Okay, so now we can go in and diagnose. Let's press live data. I love the way that I can stand at my height, hold this comfortably and operate the tablet. It's things like that that are clever, and it's giving me loads of real-time information. For example, I can see the speed of the alternator. I can see the CLV. The main relays are open. The FSS is closed. Oxygen sensor S1 open. Short-term fuel trim. Mileage status is closed. Engine speed 782 revs per minute. From the clock, that looks about right. Barometric sensor, mappings, map sensor, oxygen sensors. I never realised how important one of these was. And the fact that you can do all this, all on the move, or from your home. I've just hit special functions, and you get this. Ooh! So it says if you've got a FEV, FHEV, RLX, etc., you must be put it into maintenance mode for the engine to run. So it gives you warnings too, and advice. I can reset the control module, I can have a look at the VIN, and I can look at the engine control module too. So let's run a hot system scan this time. So instead of 62, it's now 10. It's already done 2. It's scanning the ABS. It's now onto the body electrical. 5 out of 10 checks run. Correct that. 8. Yeah, it's quick. Immobilizer, electric parking brake, doesn't have one, so it worked that out really quickly. So we can diagnose the engine once again and the SRS system. Actuation test. Idle adjust, evaporative emission test. So you can run the variable valve timing and valve, so VTEC, you can look in. Display low valve timing history. So this is testing the oxygen sensor. Current engine speed is 751. Engine should not be running. I like the fact it's so black and white. If you want to run this, use the engine. If you want to run this, don't use the engine. It makes it very clear and straightforward. The screen's high quality and it's nice and clear. It will reflect the sunlight at points, but if you put it in the car and lay it somewhere like this, you can see it perfectly. It's very easy to use. And it tells you when a check needs to have the engine on or just the ignition on. I've never used one of these before. I've used the base level ones, but nothing as well specialized as this. One of the things that I really love about the diagnostic tool is the fact that it gives you step-by-step commands, so it doesn't presume you're technician of the world. That's how easy it is to run a full scan. Now you do need to go a little deeper into, say, coding, etc., updating parts. But I think what I'll do is I'll leave that to another video. Now there's a lot of reasons to buy a diagnostic tool, and I think some of the main reasons, well, at least for my needs, advanced ECU coding, so you can reflash hidden functions for personalization, component match after repairs or replacements. So you can basically say, work better with this part. That's immense. It's got 36 services and resets. Comes with common and advanced service functions, including ABS bleeding, maintenance light reset, EPB reset, SAS adjustment, throttle position reset, idle relearn, and way more as well. Something like this will reduce your family's motoring costs no end. Full bidirectional controls with active tests allows you to check the actuator from the outside or without control of the vehicle. And that allows you to diagnose, locate faulty parts and reduce time to repair. OEE level all systems diagnostic enables you to read or clear fault codes. Now that, especially on something of this age, being able to clear fault codes makes it far better. You can see real-time data in graphics and text, freeze frame and perform actuation tests in all your car's systems, subsystems, modules to perform original equipment level diagnosis with one click. And even though I've been performing those checks, I've walked away with 100% battery. Now prices vary. You can get a lower spec one or you can get higher spec ones. I think they go up to about £700. But this, it's perfect for my needs. If you ran a garage, it would make sense to go for maybe a higher model. But if you're just working on your own project cars, this is perfect. And the thing is, it's not just for, say, one manufacturer. I think one of its strongest attributes is you don't need to be a rocket scientist to use it. You do need to have a little bit of car know-how. Most of it can be performed very easily. For example, I know this vehicle hasn't got four-wheel drive, but I pressed the button anyway, and now it's come back and said, well, you don't have this feature. I suppose it gives you all the information you need, and it's not going to say, just give you an error code. It actually says it doesn't have it. And that's the basics of this diagnostic tool connected to the EJ9. There's so much more, but that's going to need an hour video. But to be honest, I think you've got all you need. You can run a check, you can recode, you can do all types of things. The thing is, this won't break the bank either. Kit like this, I was expecting what, £500–600? This is close to £400, but if you use our link in the description, you can save yourself some money. And on that note, I think it's time for a cup of tea. Thanks for joining me.